The intrigues are intriguing.
Yeah. Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a time, the world of Genshin Impact was expanding. Sumeru brought us dendro reactions. This made old DPSs like Kaching relevant again and functional within a completely new reaction dynamic called aggravate. Characters people had discarded as useless, such as Kuki Shinobu, suddenly became the center of Hyperbloom teams with added quality of life due to her innate healing abilities. Nilu transformed Bloom reactions into nuclear detonations, and the team restrictions could be dealt with given that Hydro was a major element with enough units to work with. Then came Fontaine. Ah, Fontaine. A fountain of inspiration. What did Fontaine give us? How about no more Mono Geo? Taking Crystallize, a worthless shielding reaction, and transforming it into a tool for major front-loaded damage with Navia. Taking that bizarre Bond of Life mechanic and transforming it into damage for not one but two DPSs of major elements, one of them being the now iconic Father. And apparently for healing with the sus Melusine Nurse of Meripede. It gave us an apparently meta 4-star DPS, the Pyro Shao, an enabled plunge for just about anyone with the elusive Cloud Retainer. I know they both hail from Liyue, but they were released during Fontaine. We also got our first playable Dragon of Hydro, who could clear Abyss all by his damn self. And he gave us this.
Judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale.
It never gets old.
We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale.
But most importantly, we got Farina and her ability to enable the Hunter set on anyone. Not to mention her fan service stacks. I mean, fanfare stacks. That's what I meant. If you wanted to plunge with Diluc or Hu Tao, you could, and it was actually good. Need a healer with VV? Bring out that dusty old gene. Fontaine had signaled to the other nations of Tevat that they wished to collaborate with them. No nation was too outdated or too competitive. Then came Natlan. They claimed to be the land of Dragon Rider warriors, when in fact it was the land of Not. Did you pull and build Kazuha for the VV shred and bonus damage? You should have not. Because Shilonen can shred two elements at once by de facto and provide a broken damage buff with Cinder City set just because she's from Not land. Remember Emily from Fontaine, who makes use of burning, a reaction heretofore negligent in terms of damage? I hope you had foresight to pull for her then, because without her, you should not pull Kinich. The burning DPS nobody saw coming or needed, and who has no real synergy with the Dendro Archon. Go figure. Did you want an Animo DPS that was a jack of all elements, master of none? I'll give you a hint, and it's not Wanderer. But have no fear, because none of these characters will truly excel without the most bizarre, out-of-place Pyro Archon ever crafted. No, sadly, it's not Bennett, although we all know it should be. Oh, and she rides a motorcycle that flies, rides up walls, and fights doing donuts and, I don't know, slams? No worries. She doesn't need any energy recharge. Isn't that great? Instead, she needs fighting spirit, which she can never get without her other characters from Notland that you probably did not pull for. Oh, and the best character she works with is on the same banner as her. Natlan is the Middle East of Tevat. For a nation constantly at war with the Palestinians, I mean, the Abyss, Right, the abyss. You'd think they'd play nice with their neighbors and find ways to work with them like Sumeru and Fontaine did, but not. This land is your land, this land is my land, but only if you're from that land. And we don't need the rest of Tevat because we got a nuke Archon and she's nowhere as cute as Klee. Suddenly, the world of Tevat got very, very small. Suddenly, it's as if all we care about is the issues of this one little nation in the corner of Tevat who simply doesn't want you to play with anybody else but them. It's very, very political. I mean, weird. Weird. There used to be more than one way to skin a monster, but now it's Night Soul or the Highway. You can still call on Father to solve your problems for now. And while Nilu team restrictions were bearable because she transformed the way Bloom traditionally worked, now you're restricted to freeze if you want Skirk to really max her potential. The lifeless world Skirk resides in seems to be the same Hoyo is in. And just like Skirk, Hoyo doesn't want to actually talk or connect with the people who inhabit their world. Genshin Impact is living its own nostalgia. It's become less a game with playable characters worth pulling and more an anime with waifus and husbandos we pull who happen to have a game's mechanics you can invest in at your own risk. Let's just hope Mavuika isn't forced someday to face Klee and they both blow up. Oh, it's too late.
The intrigues are intriguing.
Yeah.